close your eyes, let me tell you all the reasons why. Think you're one of a kind. Here's to you, the one that always pulls us through. Always do what you gotta do. You're one of a kind. Thank God you're mine. You're an angel dressed in armor. You're the fear in every fight. You're my life and my safe harbor, where the sun sets every night. And if my love is blind, I don't wanna see the light. It's your beauty.
And second, we have Andrew's mother, Madam Lei Lan Pan. The first bridesmaids and groomsmen, Rachel and Yongchen. Being escorted by Raymond. Elizabeth and Raymond. Maid of Honor, Hui En, and Bestman BC. And now, here they are, being introduced for the first time as husband and wife. Everyone, please put your hands together for the new Mr. and Mrs. Lim. Second toast. Thank you.
我讲华语哈，谢谢我尊贵的亲家，今天我有亲家了，叶先生、叶太太他家人，还有Andrew 的外婆还有Andrew 的大姨父、大姨妈、小阿姨、小姨父，还有舅舅、雨果舅舅，谢谢你们来。 还有各位在场的来自世界各地的亲朋好友，非常谢谢你们的光临，谢谢。这个日子来到的时候，我的朋友都问我激动不激动？我告诉他们说，不激动是假的，所以我是很激动的，在这个41年前 ，1974， so 我就也是 married to a Malaysian man， 也就是 Andrew 的 father。经过了12年 ，12 years，I got no Andrew， 没有 baby。但是12年之后 ，Andrew 来到了我们的家庭，让我们非常的兴奋，非常的开心。之后呢，他在我们的家庭里面造了很多很多欢乐的气息，很多很多快乐的事情。没有想到一晃30年之后，也就是41年我 marry 之后，他今天也成家了。所以我是带着非常兴奋、激动、高兴的这个心情来这里。当我生了 Andrew 以后，然后又生了他的弟弟 Ivan， 然后他们说你的妈妈这么漂亮，会不会生一个女儿？我说不用生了，因为我已经有2个儿子，将来人家会把她漂亮的女儿做我的女儿，所以我今天又多了一个女儿，就是丽仪，因为她的英文名字太长了，我不会念。那他的名字 Andrew， 从Andrew 一介绍他的时候，我马上想到一个香港一个很有名的明星，也叫叶丽仪，对不对？我就记得了。Andrew 从小呢，他最喜欢、他最爱的东西，他一定带回来跟妈妈分享。甚至当他在 primary school 的时候，幼稚园 primary school， 他做任何的什么小蛋糕、小饼干、小菜，他都要留一口回来给妈妈吃。所以呢，这是他的分享。所以呢，当他喜欢上一个漂亮的任何一个女孩子，不过都没见过只有唯一他最喜欢的，他带回来了。谢谢妈妈。我相信他的选择，所以我每次跟 Andrew 讲，只要是你爱的，妈妈就爱；你不爱的，妈妈也不爱。所以，他把他最爱的带回来了，所以妈妈也会很爱。这个就是我很开心的地方。那在这个日子里面，我也没有多话说，我代表他的爸爸。他的爸爸是在6年前过世，我相信他一定很开心看到他儿子成家。那我只有送他20个字，我也没有东西送给他。前面就是爱人，敬老人，不要忘记恩人。接下来就是真正的真敬意，真正的互相尊敬。为什么要爱人？因为今天的爱人是他选的，所以他必须要爱他一辈子。但是呢，不要忘记了，你们要尊敬老人，因为有了这些老人，才有你们。接下来呢，你不要忘记恩人，永远不要忘记。今天在场的每一个人，他们都不辞辛劳从世界各地飞过来，他们永远都是你们的恩人，因为他们来为你祝福，所以你们要及时回馈他们，就是要带着一个感恩的心，要真正的互相的尊敬，互相互重互爱，互相尊敬，才会产生力量，才会有美好的前途。那今天在这个时候呢，你们已经成家，所以你们要承担起 一切一切的责任。所以这20个箴言我送给你们，谢谢各位，再次谢谢各位来到这个地方为我们的祝福，谢谢。
Wow, that was fantastic. I mean, if anyone wants a full transcript of that speech, do not come and find me. Now as you all know, the day your little girl gets married is the happiest day for every parent, especially their fathers. So everyone, please welcome the patriarch of the House of Yip, the man of very few words, the young and handsome Mr. James Yip.
I think you're well trained to make the old folks happy, you know. Dear Daddy, relatives and friends, a very good afternoon to you. There is one word that is well suited for today. Finally. Every father knows that this day will come one day. A day that no matter how prepared you are never quite ready. Like Annabelle, our eldest daughter, Genevieve has always been very near and dear to me and her mom. It is not easy to let go of her, especially so for her mother. But I know, I also speak for my wife when I say we are not losing Genevieve, we are entrusting her to Andrew, a fine man. We are very happy for her that she has reached a new chapter in her life and finally found a partner to share the rest of her life with. They say a woman worries about the future until she gets a husband. A man never worries about the future until she gets a wife. Those who are married, I'm sure you will disagree with me, huh? Yet it is sometimes precisely this mysterious antagonism that holds two people ever stronger together. Now, on behalf of both families, we are honored, indeed, and very happy that relatives and friends from Australia, Canada, China, Singapore, and Malaysia have made special effort to be here to grace this auspicious occasion. Now, wherever you have come from, many sincere thanks to each and every one of you for being here today. For those of you who witnessed the ceremony earlier, I'm sure you will agree that it was a very touching and meaningful ceremony. Andrew, my wife and I welcome you to our family, and we are always ready to welcome more. What we do is we look forward to new additions to the family from you and Genevieve, as we are not getting younger. We hope we don't have to wait too long. I'm sure your mom will agree wholeheartedly with me. Right? Now, Andrew and Genevieve, you have your ups and downs, just like every couple here tonight. I'm very sure everyone agrees with me. However, as long as both of you join hands to face any issues sincerely and with courage, nothing can never be resolved. Marriage is like wine. It gets better every year. Many even claim that it's good for the heart and lengthens lives. So go ahead and get intoxicated in your marriage with each other. Now, today's program has been quite meticulously planned by Andrew, Genevieve, their buddies and mates. A big thank you to them, and also to all the other helpers who have made a difference today in big and small ways. We hope you like what they have prepared and do enjoy yourselves. Andrew, I leave you with 2 quotes to think about. First, there are only 2 times when a man doesn't understand a woman: before marriage and after marriage. Second, any married man should forget his mistakes. There's no use in 2 people remembering the same thing. So on behalf of Datin Yin, Pan Lei Lan, and our family, we thank you again for sharing our joy with us, and may you all enjoy abundant blessings. For those of you who are extending your stay in Australia, enjoy. For those who are flying home in the next couple of days, have a safe flight. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Yip, for your very wise words. And Andrew, I guess I won't be seeing you for a while because you'll be busy adding family members. So everyone, just a reminder that the bride and groom will start taking photos with table 1 to 6 shortly. And tables 7 to 12, do not forget the photo booth outside. Go crazy on the photo booth. Take as much pictures as you can. I think mains are served shortly, and enjoy. Okay, everyone. Yeah. Everyone's having a good time, I can see that. We live in a world where social media is forever. So if you guys are taking any photos today with your phones, please don't forget to hashtag Jen Andrew. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, there's this thing on your table, and it spells exactly what you need to write. So anyway. Again, the usual stuff, reminder, photo booths, advice to the to the happy couple cards, cake pops, all of that. Now we are at the point where we are here for the maid of honor speech. So I haven't really spoken to the maid of honor, Hui En, but whatever the maid of honor has, it's sort of customary for her to reveal the rare insights and the experience that make up our beloved Genevieve today. So, in other words, it's more like an expose, bigger than the big issue, right? So, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, welcome the gorgeous Hui En.
Hi everybody. Thank you all of you for being here today to celebrate Genevieve's and Andrew's special day. For those of you who do not know me, I am Hui En, childhood friend of the bride, Genevieve. I would like to actually start off by saying, wow Jen, you really look very stunning today. But what strikes me most as I look at you and Andrew is the complete unfiltered happiness and love that's radiating between you both. The first time I met Jen was actually in our first year in kindergarten. We never really spoke then because at that time our dear girl was more interested in running around and talking to boys. We were reunited again in high school many years later, where we met the other bridesmaid Min, Rachel and Liz, and that's when our friendship truly blossomed. So today I would like to say a few words on behalf of the gang. Now when you've been really close to someone for so long, you gather a lot of juicy secrets and hilariously embarrassing stories. Well, Jen certainly has a fair share of them, like this one. I remember we were not allowed to bring mobile phones to school during high school. Being 15 and naturally rebellious, all of us did anyway. So we received intel one day that there was going to be a spot check. And being one of the taller girls in class, Jen gamely climbed onto her desk to hide all the contraband goods above the false ceiling. Unfortunately for her, a teacher happened to walk by and witness the whole crime. So, needless to say, the whole class was sent to detention, and Jen was branded the student to look out for. So, Jen is a little late, but we just want you to know that your valiant effort did not go unappreciated. So, I would love to share more stories with all of you, but it would probably take me days to tell them all, and Jen would probably regret asking me to give a speech. That said, if you happen to catch me or any of the bridesmaids later, the stories are fair game. Okay, so mischievous trick aside, Jen is one of the most thoughtful and generous person we girls know. She puts effort and dedication into everything she does and has a heart of gold. I can even share an example from just today. Knowing that we'll all be busy for most of the day, Jen prepared breakfast for all of us, bridesmaids, in advance. It was just a very simple gesture, yet one laden with so much thought and love. Jen, we girls have laughed together, cried together, laughed until we cry, and have inside jokes that only we find it funny, like the tissue joke. We have been through there for each other through some of the hardest times in our lives and also experienced some of the best years of our lives together. Today, no words can describe how overjoyed and honored we are as bridesmaids to be part of what we sure is the happiest day of your life. It's a pity that Shu Feng could not be here with us today, but she sends her love and best wishes all the same. She has cheekily suggested that you and Andrew begin your procreation process as soon as possible and join her in the joys and struggle of motherhood. Andrew? Thank you for making Jen so happy. You are driven, ambitious, and have a strong sense of responsibility, and we have no doubt that Jen is in good hands. Planning a wedding is not easy, so thank you for being so involved in the process and making it a little easier for her. Fortunately for you, we don't have any embarrassing stories about you to share, so I shall leave it to the best man to regale everyone with those tales. Lastly, a few words to the newly minted Mr. and Mrs. Lim. Today is not only a celebration of where you are now and the road ahead, it is also a celebration of the road that has brought you here. You have laughed, cried, matured, and have become stronger as a result of one another. As the years unfold, continue to look back on today and remember what brought you to this moment. Don't stop searching for new ways to make each other smile. Don't stop searching for new places to enjoy each other's company. And don't stop searching for greater ways to satisfy each other. I would like to end with a toast. So if you could all join me actually in raising your glass, please. Here's wishing Genevieve and Andrew a lifetime of happiness and joy and all the pleasure that searching will bring them. To Genevieve and Andrew. Cheers. Thank you, everyone.
Thought you might need this.
So, BC.
Is that good?
I thought it was going to be a joke about my name. Is that what? Here, I'll use this mic instead. House of Yip, going with the Lannister joke. House of Yip, House of Lin, distinguished guests, beautiful ladies and gentlemen. It's been a real pleasure being here today, being the best man. A number of you are wondering who I am, and obviously most of you have not met me. I'm actually Andrew's cousin, incidentally, and his best man. Extended. There's actually a pretty unique reason why I am the best man. There's a historical reason to that. So my father, who's sitting right there, was actually best man to Andrew's father when he got married, vice versa. A little bit story about how that happened. My father and Andrew's father were actually best mates in uni. They would go to my grandmother's home back in the days for a free meal, as all good students would do. And then they met the sisters of that family, and then one each married one sister, which is my mom and Andrew's mom. So two best friends married two sisters, were best men at their weddings. But don't worry, Annabelle was the sister of Jen, and he made it quite clear last night that I'm a bit too late on that one. So, lucky you. So we're a very close family. Number of cousins, 9 of us that grew up on the side of the family. So one sister, my sister, a large number of boys. So we grew up, and when we were young, the three closest cousins was Andrew, myself, and Robert. And we still remember those early days when we were at Andrew's home in Malaysia, when we were really, really young. And that continued to many, many years until today, when we're still hanging out quite often, despite being in 3 cities. So, a little bit about me being chosen as the best man. So I was informed a year and a half in advance, that I was going to be the best man. And obviously I was obviously very flattered and whatnot. And I roughly knew what it meant to be a best man, right? So I made a little list: co-host a family-friendly bachelor party in Macau, suitable for the Disney Channel. Check, done. Get custom ties for the groom. Check. Show up for the wedding sober and appropriately dressed. Check. Make sure the groom shows up sober and appropriately dressed. So we did that. He says, "I do." She pauses. Not to sound too eager. Says, "I do." Pop the champagne, cut the cake, and we all get cake. But I was a little curious. So what exactly does the groomsmen and the best men do traditionally? So just out of curiosity, I went on the internet trying to figure out what exactly were our duties and our requirements. So I found 2, right? And this is in response to Tim's question yesterday. Back in the good old days, when you had to kidnap your wife from a nearby village, the groomsmen and the best man made up of that raiding party. That's 1. And 2, in some, Scandinavian traditions, should the groom not show up, the best man gets the privilege of, then. So I would say quite safely on both counts, dodged the bullet there. So to Andrew, our baby cousin Andrew. So growing up with Andrew was I would say a very unique experience. Like I said, it was the 3 of us, and then became 4, and then became 5, bunch of boys, bunch of married men. While we were young, Robert and I, running into walls, putting sand into our mouths, which evidently we still do. There was something always unique about Andrew, right? He always had this bizarre sense of purpose, right? Purpose, like, in the most mundane things. I'm gonna take a shower. I'm gonna take a shower. And he prepares this, folds this thing, like, I'm ready for this. When Auntie Lorna says, "Boys, it's time for bed," me and Rob like, bed, whatever. Andrew's like, "Bed, ready. List, blankie, pillow, pajamas, brush my teeth, check." So that's really Andrew, right? And he's always been like that, purposeful, right? And putting it quite a nice way, actually. Went through school, aced it, take. Moved to Melbourne, went to uni, take. Yeah. Went to finish grad school, got a job. Boring, but he did. Take, right? And then there was always the question of,
Thank you.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, big team. Yeah, I was also once a best man, and to be honest, the word of wisdom, they say, the role of the best man is to really to get the bride and the groom absolutely wasted tonight. So I'm leaving that to you. Oh, and by the way, once you get them drunk, it's illegal in this country to kidnap a bride. So just make it clear. I think we're sort of running behind time a little bit. Next up is Mr. and Mrs. Lim.
So I came prepared. Hi everyone. So I can usually speak off the cuff on normal speeches, right? But obviously it's 8 minutes. It's a really important speech, a thank you speech for everyone. So I wrote it down. I might have to read it off my notes, but I will of course share with you guys. So I started writing this speech with excitement, right? Thinking this would probably be the last time I could speak on behalf of my wife, without getting interrupted, of course. However, just a few days ago, she told me she'd like to actually have a bit of a thank you as well. So I said, all right, I'll have to cut my speech short and pass on to her in a bit. So I did what every other normal groom would have done in the 21st century. I went on Google. I looked for examples on how to write a best groom speech. There was a lot of examples out there, but there was one quote I really, really liked. I think some of you boys probably have heard about it already. So the quote was, your speech should be like a miniskirt, long enough to cover the important bits, but short enough to hold everyone's attention. So I would first like to thank my parents-in-law, Mr. and Mrs. Yip, my sister and brother-in-law, Annabelle and Andy as well, for welcoming me into the family. I still remember the day I called my father-in-law up to inform him that I planned on proposing. Imagine that. His first words to me, even before I said why I called, was, is everything okay? After I told him my plans, there was silence. Just a few seconds, but it was a long silence, right? I pretty much thought, oh crap. He spoke shortly after that and gave me his blessings, and so it was a big relief for me. Thank you for all your support that you give me and for bringing such a wonderful daughter up. I find I love you, Genevieve, because of the hard work that both of you have put into her. You have instilled the values that I love her for, so thank you very much for that. So could I actually ask everyone just to raise their glass, just for toast, to the Yip family. Thank you so much. Cheers. I'll still actually start with wine, not scotch, because it's just, yeah. All right, my next thank you, oh no. This goes to the most important lady in my life, the other lady, which is my mom. She's not here right now. I might have to do this speech again with her. You've been my best, Mom's been my best friend since I was young, and every single day that has gone by, I gave thanks for having such a wonderful lady in my life. My brother, which is not here as well, my brother, myself, and him, and my mom. You take it? You take it? All right. So all wish that, Dad was here, so obviously that's what my mom said. Dad passed away probably about 6 or so years ago, but he, I'm sure he's proud to know what we've achieved so far. He gave us a strong enough foundation to let us stand on our own, and that's something I'm actually forever grateful for. So I also like everyone else to raise their glass again to another toast. This one is to my mom and my family. Thank you so much for coming. Cheers. So without forgetting my grandma as well as my most favorite uncles and aunties over here as well, who came from China, Singapore, and Sydney. I would also like to acknowledge the wonderful support that you all have given me, not just to me, but to my mom, as well as my brother as well, at least over the last few years, which has been quite a tough road for us. No matter what goes on in life, family will always be family, and I'll be here for all of you as much as you have been for us, so thank you so much for that. I would next like to thank the beautiful bridesmaids and the dashing groomsmen down over there. There you are. And also a special few who made the wedding surprisingly easy for us. Yes. So some of you have traveled from overseas, and all of you have taken a significant amount of time to give us a hand not only in the planning of the wedding, but to be right where we need you. So that's something I really appreciate, so thank you again for that. So finally, it won't be a celebration without my friends for taking time to spend, I guess, this special day with us. Some of you have came from overseas, like Singapore, Malaysia, Perth as well. I consider that as a separate part of the country, and China. Then there's some interstate as well, obviously from Sydney and some of the other friends from there as well. I'm not going to name individual names because I'll probably miss out a few, but do believe me that I've only invited the closest friends. So I could not have hoped for a better crowd. Probably a smaller crowd because it would be cheaper for me. But I'm sure you have done the right thing. The wishing well this year, you put in the right amount. Denise will be going around the FPOS machine if you have no cash before you're allowed to leave, right? So don't worry, she'll be making rounds at the end of the day. That's fine. So lastly, of course, before I hand this over to my lovely wife, I'd like to let her know 2 things. One, you look absolutely gorgeous. And two, I feel so fortunate to be able to stand right here with you. Some of you may have heard about our story. Obviously, everyone has picked this bit that I've said. I'm going to say, I was planning to say this to celebrate and say to talk about this. Everyone else talk about this. But I just want to let you know that my wife told me at the very beginning of the relationship that she will marry me with a blade of grass. It wasn't a ring, it was a blade of grass. That's what it was. No, it was a blade. It's one grass. She said one grass. Although I had to ask twice when I was down on one knee to make sure that she said yes. You just have to be sure. You never know. You don't do this all over again. Here we are today. Thank you for helping me up when I fell. Thank you for standing by me when I needed support. And thank you for choosing me to be part of the next chapter of your life. Could I ask everyone to raise their glass for toasting my beautiful wife? Cheers! Cheers! Cheers. Thank you so much. I'll pass it to Jen.
Hello. Actually, really did not have the time to prepare a speech, so I'll just kind of like speak from. Okay, so I'll just kind of speak from memory, but I do have a bit to say. So first of all, I'd like to sincerely thank my parents, for without them I would not be here today. They have been the #1 supporters in everything that I've done. In everything that I do, be it a fleeting idea or a long-term decision. I'm not sure if they realize how much of a positive effect this has had on me. When I'm guaranteed of support almost 100% of the time, it really encourages me to share all my hopes and dreams and decisions with you, knowing that it's not going to be shut down. And it's allowed the bond between us to have grown over the past 9 years, despite having lived about 6,000 kilometers apart in 2 different countries. So this is a lesson that I will definitely take, I will learn and apply it in my new role as a wife, and in future as a mother. No, that's not me. That's not me. To my beautiful bridesmaids, thank you so much for being here with me today, especially to Elizabeth and Hoyan, who have flown from Singapore to be with me on this special day. Thank you so much for being there since you arrived. I mean, yeah, like for the preparation of this wedding, and like what Aaron has also mentioned, the cake pops. I think I would have died if I had to do everything myself. To Caden. So all the stickers, that logo that you see on the cake pop and in the menu and in the the photo booth? That was designed by Caden over there. Thank you so much. Having a bit of a mental blank. To all my friends, family, work colleagues over there, give you a wave. Thank you so much. Really thank you for your support at work. To be honest, I think we have our team in Coles, probably like, I really believe that we have the greatest team culture in the whole company. I hope you agree with me. You're so quiet.
Your boss is there, that's right.
Yes. Take tomorrow off. Extra points. That's all enough. Alright, I think that's all. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And also thank you to my new family for welcoming me. I really look forward to many more family occasions with all of you. Thank you.
Thanks very much.
Thank you, Mr. and Mrs. Lim. And on behalf of everyone here today, I would say that thank you for having us here and be part of this special day. It really means a lot to us as a group. So now it's the time to play a game. Let's start with some relationship questions. Alright. So who talks the most? Jen, I can't see a shoe. Oh, they both equally talk the most. Okay. So who wears the pants in the relationship? You guys have some serious talking to do. Who is the better cook? This is easy. This is easy. Who is the better cook? Don't mess this up. No, you can't put only one up. Only one up. Surprising. Anyway, now for some romantic stuff. So, who made the first move? Oh, Jen. Jen, clean up. No, who made the first move? Who made the first move? Hurry, we have no time.
What's the context?
No, first move as in who asked who out first? No, but that doesn't matter. Who said I love you first? This game is becoming very lame. If no one's gonna answer, I don't want to read anymore. Not only you made the first move, you said I love you first. A bit desperate. Okay, the last question for the romantic stuff is who mentioned marriage first? This is the reason why we're here today. Jen?
Come on, Jen.
Come on, Jen.
One shoe, pepper.
Now let's get dirty. Who is that? I want you guys to hear this. Who gets Who is better at oral hygiene? Who is better at oral hygiene? Who screams the loudest in an argument?
Andrew.
Who is most likely to come first to a party? Consistent. Okay, and now for the main last question. Who do you love most in this whole wide world? Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for
Will your mouth still remember the taste of my love? Will your eyes still smile from your cheek? Darling, I will be loving you till we're 70. And baby, my heart could still fall as hard at 23. And I'm thinking about how people fall in love in mysterious ways. maybe it's all part of the plan. I'll just keep on making the same mistakes, hoping that you'll understand. Breaking it out, take me to the night. Kiss me under the thousand suns. Oh darling, place your head on my big heart. Figure it out. Maybe we found love right where we are. Maybe we found love right where we are. And we found love right where we are. Everyone's got to say, Cause our